episode of Desire to Inspire, yo mama's favorite podcast and the #1 unknown podcast in the world. We are back today, and I will tell you, this is probably one of the most stressful weeks I have had in the last 3 years. It is fucking crunch time for life, brother.
I was like, work related. We're in a new quarter, dude. You should be coasting right now.
New quarter.
Technically, you said you were coasting last week.
New quarter, that's all going good. But like, dude, I had to go back to the roots. Life is stressful right now. It is hectic right now. It is overwhelming.
What do you mean back to the roots?
I'm getting there. It is overwhelming right now. It is everything and more that you could classify in this bucket that we try and stay away from. And so on Tuesday and on Wednesday and probably on Thursday, today, I am going to keep constantly reminding myself that this is just a chapter, because I haven't been this close to a breaking point in a long time.
I am about to be controversial. I enjoy hearing this.
Good.
And not like because I want you to break, but I feel like we love pressure. Number one.
Builds diamonds, baby.
But two, like I feel like when you're doing more things, like you feel like you do have this pressure on you in these deadlines, it tightens everything up. I work so much better when I have a lot of constraints. If you give me too much flexibility, I'm gonna be screwing off, watching more TV, laying around, sleeping in. Like when I have to be regimented because there's so many things that demand stuff of me, everything else just tightens up along with it. So I think, yeah, remind yourself of the chapter, but also like take advantage of the chapter while you got it.
I think that's the key right there, because like I just feel like my heart's been like at 300 for the last like 72 hours.
You should be careful that you got that little weak heart.
I know I do. But I thought it would be good to like show this side, because again, we get on here and majority of the time things are smooth sailing, and we got pressures in life, this and that. But again, we know how to deal with it.
You quite literally said last week that you were coasting and everything just felt smooth,
dude. And that's how quick it can change. But this is why we preach habits, dude. Like the last 2 days, I've wanted to sleep in, not get out of bed. I've made sure that I got up. I started programming things for myself again. I was using another platform because, again, coaches need coaches. But what I was realizing is that they weren't really tailored the way that I wanted them. It's not like I hired a coach to give me the one-on-one. It was just like workout programs and stuff like that. So like the main purpose of me doing it is like, let me see how somebody else programs and trains and see what I can take away from it. And there's been some things like that's where I got the full body workouts from. I'm now doing a push-pull leg day and then push-pull. And so change that back up just because I've been on full body for like a year. But I have not wanted to get up and work out. I've made sure that I got out of bed. I started programming in our app, just like I do our clients, journal daily, get your 10,000 steps. Because I was slacking on steps over, I would say, the last like 3 months. I was forgetting to journal every day. So then I would have to go back and journal again.
It's really annoying having to journal more than one day.
Yeah.
I brought the journal to Oak Island and didn't journal at all.
Yeah. So then I pull up the calendar and I look back and I'm like, oh, this happened on this day.
Yeah.
And I write it down. But it's even like programming in the cold showers, programming and stepping on the scale because, you know, the wedding's coming up. I want to look good. And even though my weight is down, I don't feel the way I felt when I was sending fucking naked pics in the group chat. And I want to get back to sending naked pics in the group chat.
I feel that, dude. I also want to send naked pics, but I want you to send naked pics.
And so I had to get back to the roots and start programming those things in, because I do very well with a checklist. I'm not like most people that write a checklist and then don't complete it. If I have a fucking checklist, I'm going to complete it. And so the reason I did this is because I noticed that with the house things were falling through. I wasn't following up with the wedding stuff. I wasn't following through on things like as quick as I would like to, as quick as Lo would like me to. And so I was just like, dude, I have to get back to my base, my foundation, and do what I know makes me check those boxes every single day to be able to show up in the way that I want to show up, because I wasn't showing up in the way I wanted to show up. And again, it's not that anything was not being checked off. It was just, there wasn't that precise intent that you and I like behind it. And it goes to the extension of like DTI, the quality of clips, the amount of clips, the this, the that. And I will say the weekend that we just had was extremely refreshing in opening mindset and thought process just around like business things, but also around like personal life, and just being so freaking happy that I'm even going through this situation. Like it is so, now that I'm like speaking out loud, it is so sad that I have these like weights and pressure on me that I'm like, oh, this is a detriment. Like it's just weighing me down, blah, blah, blah. All these things are fucking blessings.
Yeah.
And this is what we get for doing boom, 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 back to back to back things all in 1 year. Like a wedding is big enough. We were like, nah, let's plan a big honeymoon on top of that. Nah, let's plan building a house on top of that. And so again, it's all freaking blessings, dude.
Also, think about how nice it's going to be when it's all done. And not like for the sake of like, oh, the wedding's over, but like all of the big planning. The only other real thing you're going to have is a kid.
Yeah.
Like home, honeymoon, wedding. Let me tell you from somebody who just did it, bro. It's like once it's done, time's gone, dude. I'm almost 2 months out already. It's insane.
Damn,
how fast
crazy.
it moves. If you know me, then you know I love a good beer. But I also like waking up early to train. That's where Athletic Brewing Company comes into play. Athletic makes award-winning, non-alcoholic craft beer that tastes like the real thing because it is the real thing, just without the alcohol. These are for people who train hard, who chase goals, who live active, but still appreciate cracking open something cold at the end of the day. And here's what we love most. Choosing Athletic isn't about removing something, it's about keeping everything that matters. Flavor, ritual, social moments, and still being able to perform tomorrow. So if you want a beer that fits your lifestyle instead of fighting against it, hit up Athletic Brewing Co. and use code Dylan20 for 20% off your first order. Back to the show.
Quick pause to shout out one of the brands we've been repping lately, Optic Nerve. If you spend time running, grinding outside, or just living life in motion, these are the kind of shades that work. Optic Nerve has been around for over 4 decades, building sunglasses that blend real performance and clean style. The polarized lenses deliver 100% UV protection, cut glare, and keep your vision sharp, whether you're hitting a morning run, midday errands, or winding down after. We use this because for us, it's not just about looking good. It's about practicality and comfort. So if you're tired of cheap shades that don't hold up, hit up Optic Nerve. Go to opticnerve.com and grab you a pair today. Use code DTI at checkout and you'll get 20% off. Back to the show. Yeah. So it's just, again, reminding yourself like this is a chapter. Like be happy it's fucking busy. Be happy it's stressful. Be happy you have to have hard conversations. Be happy you have to like change your schedule around. But again, if I didn't have this foundation that we have built over years and years and years, I see why people fucking crumble, dude. Your mindset goes to the wayside. And once your mindset goes to the wayside, you can fucking forget everything else. The one thing that I'm blessed about is this thing is a fucking iron cage that it is in. It don't wander for very long. It don't stay down for very long. It don't get stressed for very long. And so I'm very blessed about that. But it just reminds me even more why habits are important.
If you're not locked in like that, it can go so quick though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all it takes is one thing to just completely throw you off, and everything else goes to shit as well.
Yeah. Like there's 20 days left in this month. I just told you this. I have 10 days left in this house. 10 days. Which it's like, okay, 10 to 20 is not much. When you got to fucking pack, that's a lot. And it's not like I can just pop in and out. Like I'm gone.
Yeah.
10 days out of the 10. And
seems like poor planning on your
fuck you. Well, it's even adding on top of the house move, which I didn't know we were moving in July. I got the trip to Nashville for the fantasy league. And so again, like it could be easy for me to be like, I'm not going to that. But again, where there's a will, there's a way. My dad said this all growing up. Where there's a will, there's a way, baby. And I used to be like, shut the fuck up, Dad. But now I see it. It's the same thing. Today's the first day of the rest of your life. I added to the end of that, make it count. It's a quote in our fucking journal. I put unknown because I didn't know if he was the originating source for that. I doubt he was. But that is so true. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Make it count. And that means if you had bad moments in the day before, that doesn't need to carry over today. If you had a sleepless night the day before, that doesn't mean you had to have it today. Like, you can change the trajectory of your day if you can control this. But if you cannot control this, you're nothing. Like, you are nothing. And so journaling, like, dude, I was so happy to get in my journal and write yesterday. I'm so happy to get in there today and write today, because I know I'm going to look back a year from now and be like, dude, I remember that, Freddie. But look at where you're at now. Look at this house you've built. Look at the upgrades that you've done within it. Look at the little things you've changed. Look at the home gym that is now what you wanted it to be. Like, I'm going to look back and realize why it was important to go through those things. And then there's so many other fronts like that'll lead off of that. But it's just like, we got to make every day count, man.
Yeah.
Because it can either snowball this way or it can snowball that way. And you got to pick the direction that you want life to snowball when it gets fucking hectic.
Yeah. And it sounds good. Like, you can just choose to wake up tomorrow and change your life. But it's also not necessarily true. You can wake up tomorrow and make a choice that's going to better your life. But your life's not changing tomorrow. Your mindset around your life and the things that you want can change. But that is going to take a long time. Mm-hmm. It took a long time for you to get here. Dude, I listened on the way over here, actually. It's a 4-hour podcast, so I've been slowly working my way through it. But it's Hormozy on modern wisdom. And he very famously, like, talks about sleeping on the floor and all these things like that he went through. I haven't heard him in this way ever. He said that his wife is very passionate about making wealthy people more, like, realistic, more, you can identify with them. And so he was like, so I want to add some color to these chapters that you just, like, glossed over. And, like, one of his big stories is, like, that he sat his dad down and he, like, had to have the tough conversation with, like, I'm not going this traditional route that you want me to go. I'm starting my own thing. He said, that's not the first time I had that conversation. I had that conversation 10 plus times and I just never did it. He said, I got fired from a job and everybody thinks, oh, this overworked maniac got fired. He's like, I wasn't a good employee. He's like, I was reading self-help books. He said, I read them for years before I actually took action on any of them. And I've never heard him set it up like this. He said that there was almost a decade of inaction, of, like, him wanting these things. And, like, he had to have, like, a negative identity on it before he finally took the action. And it was like his dad was pushing him to go back to business school. And he said that he was applying and he got to the last question. It said, how would getting a Harvard MBA change your long-term goals? He said, and I did all the other questions and I sat and I marinated with this one for 3 days. I said, it won't. I'm going to spend $120,000 on this degree. I'm not going to make money in the process because I'm going to be in school, so I'm even more behind. He's like, what if I just took $120,000 over the next 2 years? And I bet on myself. He's like, he said, even that, though, it didn't flip the next day. Like, it still took time, but I at least made that decision that this is a bet that I'm willing to risk it on.
And most people aren't willing to bet that risk.
No, we're risk averse. Like, we're afraid of risk, or we view it negatively. And it's like, that's the one thing that you need to switch, is the way that you view risk. Because, like, a lot of the things, what's worst case scenario? If we were to truly quit our jobs and go all in, we live in America. We're not going hungry. Worst comes to worst, we could crash on someone's couch. But, like, or worse than that, you can find shelter somewhere while you figure something out. But, like, we have people in our lives who are never going to let that happen. It's like, worst case scenario, you just go back to the life you're already in. It's not like we're so high up the corporate ladder that, like, there's no coming back from it. Like, I don't know, man. I think, like, we build it up in our head like it's so much scarier than it really is.
It's that post that you sent me of that guy riding the bike, fucking energetic as hell. I did chuckle in the beginning.
Same.
But it's like, you hear a lot of people, like a lot of the people that we had on 2 seasons ago, talked about how they had $700 in their bank account and they were like, you know what, I'm going to make this happen. And they still don't work a corporate job today because we talked about it 2 weeks ago. When your back's against the wall, like, are you going to fight to get out of that corner? Or are you going to fucking stay in that corner, crumble? But like the life that you are living right now, that 9-to-5 job that you hate, that you talk so down upon, that you say that you don't want to be a part of, this and that, like, do what Hormozy did and put an action in while you're working that job and fake it until they realize it or whatever. But if you get out of that 9-to-5 job and you don't fucking make it X amount of time down the road, you're just going back to the same life that you fucking lived before. And so it's just like, I think this world, because of all of the like parameters around it, makes us think that we have to like be at this stage, and this stage in order to do this. But like, really, there's no stages in life. You can just go after shit.
For a lot of people, it's worst case scenario isn't necessarily, yes, it's going back. But I think that the real fear is worst case scenario is not people saw me fail. They saw me truly go after something, put all into it, and still not make it. I think that's what cripples a lot of people.
Do you let people's judgment affect you? Or the fear of people's judgment affect you?
I would like to say no, but to some degree, I'm sure, like, subconsciously, I still do.
Yeah.
Because I make very conscious efforts to not anymore. But, like, I'm sure that it still creeps in. Yeah. Like, as simple as, like, if I record something and I'm like, maybe I don't like that one. It might not just be that I don't like it. There might be, like, something in the back of my mind. It's like, what is somebody going to say about this?
Yeah. Yeah. Togi was talking the other day in one of his chapters. He does kind of like daily drive-bys like I do. Okay. This is that dude that gambles that I was telling you about.
I don't think I know who this is. But,
but he also, you know, shoots up testosterone and Anavar and all this stuff. And he's super fucking jacked. And he's just got this like demeanor about him where like he's got all these flashy things and he goes after these flashy things. But when you watch his old content, he was living in a fraternity house, could not even pay the fraternity's rent. So he was living in a closet in the house, and he would like show videos of like the environment he lived in. And
insane that they let him live in the closet. Or was he squatting?
No, he was in this fraternity, dropped out of school to like bet on himself. And he was like, fuck, I have nowhere to live. And so they let him crash because he was a part of this fraternity previously. And he's showing the videos. And if you ever stayed at Tone's greenhouse or blue house, whatever it was when he was in college, like it was that times 10. It was disgusting what he was living in. But he always knew that he was going to like make it and always going to be something. And he kept pushing and doing this social media stuff. And when he finally like got to a point where he's like, I can buy my own place, I can do this, he went back to his fraternity house, and his two brothers that he was the closest with, he was like, all right, guys, we got it. Let's go out here, bet on yourself with me, and let's go after this. And when he did that, nobody joined him in the beginning.
Damn.
Even though they talked about it and planned it, and he got to a stage where it was like, all right, let's go because we have something now. And so like seeing his journey to where he is now, dude, he's got the Lambos, the Ferraris, which that's all cool. That's not the reason I follow him or watch him. But like you can tell who he is to the core, and he remembers those days and he talks about those days. And he was talking about in a video recently about his biggest fear is dying and seeing all of the different Togis that are in that room. At one point he was addicted to cocaine. At one point he was addicted to alcohol. At one point he was. And he goes, my main objective is to go in that room when I die and God puts me in front of every single one of the versions of me and look at them and been like, this could have fucking been you. He's like, but I don't want any of those people, any stages of Togi, any variation of Togi to look at me and been like, this could have been you, but you messed up. And like, you hear those things and it's just like, oh, it fucking hits you because it is scary. It is daunting. We know the only thing we know in life is that death is right around the corner. When? Who knows? It could be 50 years from now. It could be 5 days from now. It could be whatever.
No.
But it's like when you can find that core, like how Hormozy did, like Togi did, like so many people did that have made it, they found that inner purpose that, or got to a breaking point that was just like, fuck this. If anybody's going to do it, it's going to be me. If anybody's going to bet on themselves, it's going to be me. If anybody's going to make this happen, it's going to be me. And you just have to get to a point where you have that unconditional belief in yourself, which again, mastering the mindset. If you care about putting in work, whether it is crushing workouts, staying sharp during long days, or just doing right by your body, First Form gets it. First Form isn't about the hype. They build on quality, stand by service, and measure everything by real-world results. Their lineup covers it all. Top-tier protein powders, clean pre-workouts, vitamins, green support, and energy drinks. Even apparel for lifestyle. My go-to, their flagship protein and their clean energy drink. Perfect for after a tough session or to get dialed in for a long day. The energy drink drops 200 milligrams of natural caffeine from green tea, has zero sugar, electrolytes, and nootropics for focus, all without the crash of traditional energy drinks. So if you're done settling for mediocre supplements, if you want stuff that's built on intention, integrity, and performance in mind, check out First Form. Head over to firstform.com/DTI to browse their full stack and see what fits your goals. All right, let's get back to the show.
If you care about staying sharp, energized, and ready to perform, Ketone IQ might be for you. Ketone IQ delivers clean, stable energy without a crash. Unlike caffeine-heavy picks, Ketone IQ uses exogenous ketones that raise your levels, giving your body and brain a different kind of fuel. What that means for you is sharper focus on early morning runs, better mental clarity when you're working or grinding through long days, and sustained energy without the jitters or sugar crash. If you want to try it out, head over to KetoneIQ.com and use code Dylan30 at checkout. You'll get 30% off your order. Back to the show.
A drug addict doesn't get off of drugs because they just wake up one day. No, they ended up capturing some portion of their brain that was like, this is going to be the new version of you. And they never let it slip back. Same with an alcoholic, same with an obese person that got in shape, same with a poor person that got rich. Like they were so fed up that they weren't making things happen, or they were living this life that they didn't want to live, that they mastered their fucking mindset, went after it, and never let themselves look back other than to be like, I'm happy I'm not at that stage of life anymore.
Because it is going to be somebody, dude. Like somebody's going to do it. So why not let it be you? There's so many people out there who just hope and pray for things. And that's not going to make it, dude. I just posted this yesterday with a sound that says, God will steer, but you must row. And you can't sit on your hands and just pray for it to happen. Like you still have to go make action. Like you have to take the step when you don't know where it's going to lead. Because if not, somebody else is going to do it. And you're going to be pissed that you're sitting on the sidelines while somebody else is living your dream.
Yeah. And this is why I love podcasts and the content that I watch when I don't mindlessly scroll here and there on TikTok is all like embodying these different like things.
Mm-hmm.
But like to the core, these are like what I deem to be good people that have just mastered that mindset to be like, I'm going to go after it. So like, I don't follow Togi because he's got cars and this and that. Like I like his messaging that he puts in his videos. I like the entertainment of it. And the people that just see clips of him will be like, dude, all he does is gamble and work out. But it's like, no, when you watch his videos, he's got segments in there that are called chapters. And he's sitting there like preaching what he wants to preach to you to see if it resonates or whatever. Same thing with the Skinny Confidential. Like I can get behind where they were, where they are now, like what they're pushing, all of this stuff. And so when I watch this content, it just, you hear it over and over again. And when I was listening to the Skinny Confidential last week or something like that, they were talking about podcasting. My boy Mike owns Dear Media, the media company that they all live in ecosystem wise.
Every time you say my boy Mike, dog, I think you're talking about a real dude, like a dude that you know. I was like, your boy Mike is involved in that?
And they were talking on this podcast about, yeah, everybody says that podcasts are oversaturated, they're dead, that you can't make it in a podcast. And they were like, fuck that. Fuck that. You just have to figure out how you can make your podcast something that somebody watches. You have to have those topics. You have to have that. But anybody can still form a community around what you're saying, what you're speaking, what you believe in, if you are doing it in a way that resonates with people. And once it starts resonating, it just grows and grows and grows. But the thing is that like, in the way they were saying it, is that most people want that early success. They want the easy routes. They don't want to put in the work to do all these different things. But it's like, if you put the effort in, I don't care how fucking saturated it is, Blockbuster saturated the fucking market.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? Netflix fucking wiped them out.
Obsolete.
I was just thinking the other day, I was searching on Google for the first time in a long time because I use AI to search most things when I have questions. And I truly believe that not so long into the future, Google is going to be gone if they don't fucking adapt.
They have AI.
What do they have?
I don't know what it's called, but like if you type into Google in the search bar, it pulls up an AI instead.
Yeah. How
Like,
many
it gives
people
you
do
an
you
AI
hear
search.
say that they're using Google AI?
I'm lazy, so I'm already in Chrome. I just type into the bar.
Google is the biggest search engine for so long. Mark my words, we will reclip this. Google is going to be obsolete
I agree.
in
But
the future.
I also thought that chat was going to be the wave, and we're already this far, and I don't know if chat's going to be the wave anymore.
Yeah. Walmart was the fucking big dog, and they still are. I'm not saying this. But then Amazon came along, and it's like, holy shit. They're impacting Target. They're impacting Walmart. Now, granted, those companies are still here, and I think they will be. But what I'm saying is anything is fucking possible. And you can go after fucking Sheets was the biggest thing. And then Bill Gates came around and was like, here's Microsoft Excel. Now you don't hear about Sheets and nobody fucking uses it.
I immediately thought you were talking about the gas station Sheets.
No.
I was like, what did Bill Gates do to Sheets?
No.
To be fair, I use Sheets.
I love Sheets.
Not the gas station.
Oh, you use Sheets, the platform?
Sometimes.
For what?
I don't know.
It fucking sucks, dude.
If it's the only thing on the computer, what else am I going to use, bro? I'm not downloading something. I don't use it enough.
Weird. But then there was another one for like Microsoft Word. Now you don't hear about that platform. So it's the belly of the beast, man. It is the belly of the beast. And when I talk about this iron cage that my mind is in, I'm glad that it is from a mental standpoint, because at one point this fucking thing was running everywhere and I couldn't catch it. There's this song out. How does it go? It goes, yeah.
I was like, you about to, you can't, I don't know if you can catch this.
I can't catch it, but there's a song that's going on right now, and it like is an exact representation of my life back in the day. And it talks about like, if you ask me how I'm doing, I'll say I'm okay. But inside something, looking in the mirror, like not wanting to exist pretty much. Like that's how I was fucking feeling back in the day.
I thought you were saying it's your life right now. I'm like, dude, this is darker than I thought. Let's start this over from the top. Like I said, I was glad to see you at your breaking point. Maybe we need to take a step back and reevaluate.
I'm starting to get the tune. If you ask me how I feel, I say I'm all right. But deep down inside, it's something like that. If you can cue the audio, play it over it.
I have no idea what that was.
I'll send you the song. But that's how I was feeling back in the day. So when I say my brain is in an iron cage now, it is mentally, which is so fucking good because I can master that. Now, if I could just get my brain to fucking do all of these things that Hormozy talks about, that Togi talks about, that we talk about.
But that's the thing is they thought about it for a long time before they actually did it.
Yeah.
That's why, like, literally today on the way here, out loud, I was like, oh, shit. It doesn't matter that I've been doing this for this long. Like, I just need to finally take action.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things. And it's not that we don't take action on certain things, but the action is not across the entire lifestyle the way that it should be. And we compromise with ourselves because we are doing it in certain areas. So it boosts the ego of like, I'm more uncomfortable than most. I'm doing more than most. But am I doing enough to make the generational impact that I want to make? No.
Yeah. And that's a great way to articulate it. It's funny too, because like you and I over the weekend were talking about like, yeah, we just closed this much in sales. Yeah, we just closed this much. And I'm like, dude, if we capture 1% of the amount of money that we make for these companies,
I know.
we would be solid. And we were talking about sales and how it's not, cut out for everybody. I know we brought it up on here, but it's just like, dude, when you, I relentlessly work to hit my quota. That's how we have to relentlessly work to hit our dreams, goals, and ambitions in life. And the greatest thing about it is we are in careers that are teaching us those things. But like you said, it's about being regimented. It's about being disciplined. It's about having those action items like you do on a daily basis at work and stuff like that. And when when we talk about this stuff, I always get in my head and I'm like, oh God, people are going to think that we don't put effort in and they're going to think that we don't try. And it's going to be like, why aren't they farther along than they are? But like, kudos to fucking us for keep fucking going. And this is the reality of building a goddamn business is you don't have a blueprint. Just like I didn't have a blueprint on buying a house. I didn't have a blueprint on getting the career that I have. I didn't have a blueprint on life. My buddy was telling me how he doesn't have a blueprint on raising a boy. Like, there are no blueprints in life, and especially in business, it is so isolated, and there are some people that know it, but even if they're in a different industry, it doesn't really relate because it's like, well, we can't do these things. Mm-hmm. But what does relate is those stories that we just talked about, is the relentlessness to pursue what you want to fucking pursue and understand that if you have the belief that, like you said, God is steering the boat and we just have to row it, some days that motherfucker is going to go 50 miles an hour. Some days it's going to go 5 miles an hour. And some days the waves are going to want to turn it to go back to shore. But if you just keep fucking rowing and rowing and rowing, it's going to catch wind. And next thing you know, there's going to be an engine built on this boat. It's going to be fucking cruising down the ocean. It's going to hit those same waves and go over them. But it's just that relentlessness. And you have to have that in order to achieve anything. Like, we have that relentlessness in our job. We have that relentlessness in our physical and mental health. We have that relentlessness to have good relationships. So it's just another caliber, another area.
There's just, those things all have checkpoints along the way that are easy to see. And like, there is a blueprint for getting more physically fit. There is already a blueprint for our job. Someone's laid it out for us. You know the metrics you need to hit in order to do this. We ain't got no fucking manual here, dude. We're guessing and hoping something works.
It's like ordering something from China, comes in a million fucking pieces, and you can't read the directions. And it's like, where do I put this piece?
I took 2 years of Chinese, dude. I got us.
Singer song. Sorry. Yeah, it's, I don't know. It's motivating and invigorating. But it's the discipline that'll take you there. You can be motivated all you want. People go in and out of motivation every single day, every week, every month. Whenever that motivation comes, it's like, it's my fucking time. David Goggins, get out there, you fucking pussy. Run even if you're hurt, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, fuck yeah, I'm going to tackle this. And then 2 days later, you're like, yeah, no, fuck that, dude. It's like, you just can't have that mindset.
Motivation is not real, man.
No, I hate motivation.
Same.
Well, guys, go out there, tackle your dreams, tackle your goals, go after it, and make shit fucking happen. Go after the things that you want to happen, because we live one life, and it's the only life that we're going to live that we know of. So whether you believe in aliens and you want to chase those, or you want to go after Chewbacca, or you want to build the next heart implant, go after those dreams, goals, and ambitions, because you have what it takes. But at the end of the day, none of that will happen if you don't buy one of our journals. So go out there, support our journals. And while you're doing it, drink some Cadence. Dylan still hasn't dropped it, so I'm going to bring it up on the fucking pod.
I have cans in my book bag I forgot to pull out.
But new sponsor alert. Shout out to Dylan. We'll talk more about it in the next podcast, but go and buy one of our journals. Link is in the bio. Follow our stuff, and let's make our dreams a reality, baby. That's all I got for y'all. Have the desire to inspire. Go out there, kiss your mama, and have a great day. It's on.
Peace.